guess we're live. Okay, so a little bit different content for this video because we are going to be making something more cosplay related, which is one of my favorite things, which is Silent Hill, and basically I'm going to be crafting the Bubblehead nurse head. So the Silent Hill nurse head, basically. So I'm going to change the camera angle so you guys can see what I'm working on and not have the lighting hitting you and not looking at me, but looking at the thing that we're making. Okay. So, I'm sorry, I'm still pretty nervous about doing all these like live videos and such. Let's get my picture up here. I'm just still kind of getting set up, guys, so hold on. Okay, so let's get the picture up and so I can see what I'm working with. I'm actually going to be doing the movie version, and basically I am going to craft it out of foam clay, which is going to be really fun. So that's what we'll need is foam clay. I got all my tools, which are just generic, just generic crafting tools, and I have some extra fabric, you'll see why in a minute, and some tin foil and pins. So I'm going to start out with my mannequin head, which these you can get usually anywhere, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Halloween stores sometimes, and I'm going to tin foil and cover up her face. Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's not the first thing I'm going to do. So I've measured my head basically from the top here to down here, and my head is basically 11 inches, and then you're going to see like she's a whole inch short. So what I actually need to do is add some fabric on the top of her head. We're going to do just to basically bulk her up so that she has a more realistically human-sized face. Probably the most awkward part of the video is just trying to bulk her up a bit. Now I'm just going to pin it down. Use pens you don't mind losing, because I don't know how dirty this project's going to get. Now we can grab our tin foil, which is going to be very loud. Yeah. And I'm literally just going to cover her face up, because this way we'll be able to get our foam off of her. I promise, this is like the boring part of the video. We'll get to the more interesting part here in a minute. But preparation is key. Preparation is key. Okay. Oh my. Doesn't have to be perfect because their heads are not super detailed. I do maybe want to know where the nose is, but only because I'll have to make sure that I can see later on. Because obviously she's not going to be the same facial features as me. But now that we have her all protected and ready to go, we're literally ready to just start crafting. I love foam clay so much, you guys. Like, I love it probably too much. I think I like overuse it in most of my projects. You will want something that has water in it. You're going to want your foam clay. The reason I'm going with the movie Bubblehead Nurses is I just love the smeared, like, face that they have on them. Because I don't want this to dry out, I'm just going to start with a hefty chunk right there. I think a lot of people are a little nervous sometimes to use foam clay, but just do it. Just do it. It's nothing like actual clay. I mean, it is and it isn't, because I suck with clay. Okay, and if I can do it, you guys can do it. So yeah, I'm just gonna essentially start. Like I said, I want my mask to basically kind of start up here and go under to here. I know that you're, I'm not going to worry about the back right now because the back will probably be just covered up with like a ball cap or something. It's not something I'm super concerned about just yet. I think a lot of times too with foam clay, people too quickly into using water right away. Don't jump into water right away because when you first get foam clay out, it is very smooth, it's very soft and pliable, and does not need to have, basically, it doesn't need to have water added to it just yet. So all I'm doing is I'm just kind of flattening it at first. Like I said, this is honestly a project that doesn't need a whole ton of cleanliness, I should say. I did actually do a bubblehead nurse a long time ago. And what I did for the head that time, it was terrible. I did, me and my friend did them, and essentially we made, like, we blew up balloons to about the size of our head, and we took bandages, medical bandages, soaked them in like coffee and like cocoa grinds, so they smelled nice, but they were flaking off coffee grinds the whole time, and I chose to wear contacts, and my friend was trying to wear glasses under hers. Oh, also, they have no separation. Like, that's definitely one thing I want to incorporate, is I want to have mine be able to separate, because that was just terrible. We had to just, like, sort of have room for them to get over our faces, and yeah, it was, like, we looked cool, but they were really uncomfortable costumes to wear. We had like a little hole for one eye, so you can only see out one eye, which is pretty much what I'm gonna have to do here anyway, so I'm not kidding myself, I still have to do that. And just constant, all day, coffee grinds, cocoa grinds, just falling into our eyes. They were so hard to get on and off too, that even though it was hot, we just basically chose to suffer and wear them. So it wasn't super fun making them that way, which is why I really want to kind of try and make it more like a actual facial mask that I wear. And I love Silent Hill. It makes me sad that it's not really around anymore. But I still think people know enough of it and everything to be like, yeah, I know what that character is. I think our nurses were not based off the movies. I think they were based off of the first game, because they had more like bandaged heads in that one. Basically, what I'm going to do is make the front mask have all these details, and I'll have like a stocking going over the rest of my head, like a nude stocking or whatever, so it looks like it's just skin back there. Two, of course, you have a little nurse's hat that will sit on you as well, so yeah. It's been so many years since, not so many years, it sounds like I haven't done cosplay movies. I think I'm to that point. I only get one cosplay done a year because I'm just so busy these days. But horror is definitely one of my favorite go-tos. I think I want to do a slightly different take on the outfit too. Like, I know it's already sort of in the movie and in the games, kind of like, you know, just sexy nurse. But what I kind of want to do is make it more like vintage nurse. Kind of see when Silent Hill was, I think it was supposed to be in like the 1950s when supposedly everything bad happened. So I'm like, yeah, let's make a nurse outfit that's like 1950s themed. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want it to be too form-fitting. I just want it to rest so that it's basically cups under the chin a bit. My supervisor cat is here trying to give me advice. And I wish I could say that this was going to be a fast process, but it's not. No, cat's in the way. No, Willow. Come over here. Okay. Slight interruption. Oh, from the cat kind. Okay. Time to get more form play. Ugh. Already looks like something from horror. I think what I'm going to do so I can see out here is I'm going to leave like an eye hole, and then what I'll do is just put mesh there later. Again, the same stuff that will be covering up the rest of my face. But yes, I'm really getting into just doing historical stuff, so I feel like if I went with a more cosplay Silent Hill nurse that's like historical, I think that would kind of make it more interesting for me. I don't know. I just love, I think the reason Silent Hill has always had a special place in the horror genre, in my opinion, is because the visuals were so interesting. Sorry, I'm not being mean to Will. I just don't want him to step on my computer. They've been asleep for like an hour, and now I'm doing something, and they're like, oh, no, give us attention. This is why it's hard to live stream, people. But yes, I've always really liked Silent Hill personally because I just love the visuals. Now the reason, like I said, I love foam clay is because it dries just like clay, so it's super lightweight. So this should not be heavy or cumbersome on me at all. I know she looks a little odd right now, like, oh, what the heck. We're gonna add details here in a minute. I always liked that nurse that had the blacked out eye, so I'm definitely gonna do that little feature on her. If you happen to be one of my usual viewers, then I'll let you know that I have quite a few historical costume projects that are almost done. I almost had one done for this weekend, but I just didn't quite make it there. And I'd rather, instead of rushing, I'd rather, you know, have good quality stuff. Okay. I think I've almost got her completely covered. I'm going to just add a bit more to the chin. Because, yeah. Now, this would be that time when water is going to definitely help us out here. Especially if you are wanting to do a project that's more smoother. So I got a little on my hands. I'm just going to kind of smooth out some of those bumpy areas. always loved the visuals of the monsters from Silent Hill. I just think it was really creative visuals. I know a lot of people, horror's not maybe their thing, but I think a lot of people will also say that Silent Hill certainly is very clever in their designs. If maybe not a little pervy sometimes. Shout out to my friend New Start Entertainment. Thank you for watching. Gotta be careful. You can put too much water and then you start getting these gooiness to everything. It's a fine balance with foam clay. If you are good with clay, you will be good with foam clay, like I said. And if you're not good with clay, you'll probably still be good with foam clay, because I am terrible with working with clay. There's been so many wasted hours just trying to make fun clay crafts, and I'm just like, oh, and it dried and fell apart. I'm so happy that I wasted my life that way. Like, if you can see there, just to get rid of that little crease, I'm just like putting my finger in with water and literally just rubbing over it in semicircles until it's gone. Again, don't have to be too picky about this, because the bubblehead nurses are weird looking. Basically, what we want to go for is that smear face look. I feel like I've said that 5 times already. I don't know, like, what do you guys want to talk about? Like, I don't know what to talk about. I'm just here, working away. That's why I usually avoid live streams, because, have you guys ever made bubblehead nurse heads before? All 1 or 2 of you watching? See, it's okay if I know, like, it's really hanging down and that's probably going to be longer than my face, but like I said, what's nice about foam clay is it dries like foam. So once she gets all dry, I can take her off of this and heat gun her into a more fitted shape for my head. Obviously, don't heat gun her on your head. That would be very dangerous and recklessly silly. It's kind of just don't. Of course, this does take about, like, with this much foam clay, I'm going to have to let her dry probably for 3 to 2 days. So, like, at least 48 hours for sure. Because this is a lot of foam clay, and I'm going to need a lot of drying time on her. But I'm sure you could do this to make other character masks that are like this too. I know there's a lot of animes out there that have character masks that are very odd and, like, you know, don't have nose sections or whatever. So this would definitely be a way to do that without having to do paper mache, because I hate paper mache. It's like, I just feel like I'm complaining this whole video about everything. Like, I hate clay, I hate paper mache, I hate this. But I love foam clay. Okay, I'm getting too lazy to do that anymore. So now with the rest of my foam clay, which is really sad that this is all I have left. I have some more coming, but it's going to be a lot. What I want to do is, I'm going to take, I think about a ball this size. And I'm actually going to stretch it out to get that weird look over here and just let it right onto the rest of the mask. Like I said, you go for gross when it comes to Silent Hill. Okay, not so much gross, but... And then I can just get a little bit of water, kind of get her blend that into more. I am very foolishly now doing this by memory because my cat keeps stepping on my computer. So I'm actually gonna, he's gone over there to sleep on the ironing board, so I'm gonna open that up so I know what I'm doing. Okay, so I actually guess like her face melted the other way, but whatever, we're gonna just say it's melting this way. It just kind of has this like odd twisted pull look. What cosplays are you guys working on? To be quite honest, I'm not even probably gonna take this to a con. Last time I did take my Silent Hill nurse to a con, it was just, the whole time I was just so nervous because the outfit is so low cut, so short. I was like, please, no panty shots. You know, when you laugh at your own jokes. My ideas for future videos. Like I said, usually this channel mostly focuses on basically it mostly focuses on historical clothing. So I am currently about to finish up my 17th century stays, and also almost, I keep talking about it, I know I keep talking about it, but I'm almost finished with my Victorian dress, which is really cool. I just have the bodice to pretty much finish up. I always feel like with foam clay, it's one of these things, like, you start it and you're like, this is not gonna look good, this looks stupid, but the more detail you add on, the better it looks. As they always say, the devil's in the details. Yeah, I just like foam clay too, because you can get kind of creepy textures, like just pulling it and stuff. Oh, guys, I gotta show you this. This is really cool. So, if you take like, all my utensils are just basically clay stuff, but these are like those bristly brushes, and you can see where I've been abusing them with foam clay. So watch this. So okay, I want the eye section to look like that one girl who looked like hers was all burnt and stuff in the movie. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put like some extra clay on top of there, just like this. I love this. So, and then I'm literally just gonna roll my brush over it. And then like just drag it out. Oh, I love that. It's so creepy looking. Can you guys, I don't know how well you guys can see that because it got really overcast, but I just love doing that kind of texturing. It's so creepy. I just love it. Like, you can even, like, I usually roll it so I start catching it a bit and then just like, yeah. I'm having way too much fun. Like I said, it just, you can get really creative with adding your details, with the foam clay. Like, you can just, that's why I'm always like, yeah, grab a bunch of clay tools. I don't know, let's try this twisty thing that looks like a corkscrew and just like, you just twist it in there. And like, it gives this sort of odd texturing to it. You can like twist it downwards. And then like just kind of eventually morph it back into the rest. You have a pretty long amount of time to work with foam clay too. So I think a lot of people like it dries really quickly. Like, yes and no. You have plenty of time to kind of work with it. And if it does start drying out on you, just grab your water again and, yeah, literally just rub some water on it and you're good. You've got more time to work with it. Okay. Maybe this is just too outdated though of a cosplay. I don't know. That's why I want to give it a fresh look. What's cool, like, so for instance here, I'm gonna put this over and like kind of leave it like a little bridge. And it will totally dry that way. And when we prime it, it's gonna be really nice and solid so it won't like break easily. I've done this so many times. It's really good to have you use to make your weird three-dimensional effects. Clay Foam should just pay me for basically advertising their products. Sorry guys, I am, because apparently after a while YouTube just deletes your live videos, so I'm gonna have to pop in a new battery for my camera so that later I can make this a full video, because obviously she's going to take a while to dry and therefore will not be ready to kind of really finish off the whole look. What I'm saying is I will be doing a full video where we craft her and essentially get to prime her and paint her and see what the final look will be. And if you don't like something you did, you can literally, it's very easy to just pull it right off and start over. I've had very few occasions where it's like almost ruined something, so I just love that like gooey brush detail look. I don't know. The screw, the little screw thing was kind of cool because that gave it the whole texturing that looks even more like it's smudged. You can even just like get little strips like this and just like meh, 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 to give it a more of a melted look. Yeah. Now most of the detail is around this side of the face because they're highlighting that creepy part where her eye used to be, I guess. I don't know. So I'm not too worried about like some of the other sections, but you don't want it to be total. I don't know what I'm saying, y'all. I just don't. Just do you. Do whatever makes you happy. But yeah, let's do some more fun detailing, I think, on this side. So I'm just gonna like just roll my brush over the face to really kind of add some detail too. If you don't like some of it, you can just smooth it over. Smooth it over. I'm not gonna worry too much past here because I'll have my little hat, my little nurse hat on. So I'll probably just do one more strip of foam clay. And then detail it a little bit. Essentially, I'm just twisting and rolling around downward as I twist. If we wanted to, you could also, like, I don't know, this is weird, two weird prom things, just like kind of like drag that through. Just have fun with it, you know? Just have fun with it. That's my motto in life. I use a lot of this techniques for making my dragon books. Oh, sorry, my eyes are super dry. Like these are always fun if you're wanting to do something scaled. I don't really want to do it on here, but I'm just going to show you guys real quick. So like, you can just go like, oh. Actually, I kind of do like that because it's like giving it a weird peeled effect. That's cool, actually. That actually looked okay. I do want it, actually. You just never know what you're going to want. Let's start working on this side of her face because it's looking a little boring compared to the rest. Maybe when I get to painting her, I will do another live stream. Though this seems not too interesting for anyone. Thank you guys for watching. If you're still watching. Oh boy. Riveting content here, you know. That's cool. Like I said, it's just, I just like to experiment, honestly, when I do work with stuff like foam flakes. You never know. So many possibilities. Yeah, not a fan of that tool so much. You just don't, with this kind of character, I don't actually want it to be that smooth, because Silent Hill, you know, you're supposed to be freaked out. Making little sausages. I think this really is my favorite detailing to do. Stuff. Anything that's kind of hard, I'm just like, yes! Get the brush of doom! There's everything. I like details. I people do it that like live stream all the time. Like I just I don't know what to talk about, you guys. And you guys aren't leaving too many comments. Come on, guys, talk to me. I feel like she's not really getting picked up very well, and like in the camera, maybe it is, I don't know, but I mean in real life it looks quite horrible. And that's what we want it to look like, just really horrible. Again, you could do this with any of the Bubblehead nurses from Silent Hill, because I definitely think a lot of them could be done this way. I just didn't like the design. Like, I know the second game, I didn't like the design in the second game because they looked like they almost have some weird fish, like, shark head thing going on. I don't really like that. I guess in I think it was Homecoming, maybe, they had, like, sort of more similar to this, but it was very smooth, and they had, like, their mouths were visible and, like, had sharp teeth. I didn't really like that design much either. And I know, like, a lot of people knock the movie Silent the Silent Hill movies, I kind of liked them. Like, and I'm picky. Like, I hated the Resident Evil movies. The first one's passable, but oh my gosh, no. All the rest, horrible. And I even like Mila Jovovich, but yeah, I kind of like the Silent Hill movies. I don't know. I thought what I liked about them was not like what they did with the story necessarily. I did like they put a lot, like watching the special features. They put so much work into the monsters. And it was definitely one of those times I think that the CGI crew then just messed it up. Because they're like, oh, yeah, let's over CGI the monsters so they all look fake and plastic. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Well, you guys, I think I'm almost done with her, so maybe you can see the details a little bit better if I turn off the ridiculous lighting. You can even just brush. Oh, that's really cool doing that. So, okay, let's just put like a bit more three-dimensional, not three-dimensional, just a bit more clay there, and I'm gonna just brush it like, oh, oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. That is so cool. Okay, that's really cool. Oh, I think that adds kind of a gross flavoring to it. Yes, I love it. I love it. Well, you know what we should try? We should try just taking a bit of foam clay, making our typical little sausage shape, but then twisting it. Let's see if that looks cool. Oh, that does look cool. I learned this when making like some unicorn horns, that you can like kind of give your little noodles an unusual look if you do that. Which I think is cool. She's looking pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I hope my eye hole's not too big, but like I said, I have to kind of compensate for the fact that I don't know where my eye's actually going to land in this. I guess if you wanted to, you could make it a full mask and cut out your eye hole later, but I didn't feel like wasting foam clay. It's like, I don't want to waste that kind of resources. Foam clay can be expensive, so... No. It was kind of cool, like, up here, my clay is already kind of drying, and you can see, like, the brush is already doing different texturing on it up there. But that's also something you want to think about, you know? Like, texturing details can be very different with wet or dry foam clay. She's getting a little heavy there. She keeps trying to tip over on me. Oh, you guys, I'm just loving this. I'm really loving this. I think it's going to be pretty cool looking. Also, with foam clay, if you wanted to, you could build up and, like, push in sections, too. If you want it to look like some parts are concaved or something. Of course, you're going to want to do that before you do your detailing. Yes. Not so much going for accuracy as I'm just going for creeping people out when I wear this. It's my favorite thing in cosplay, just creeping people out. Getting that whole like, oh, that's so great. I love it though. Which I really like it when I get to wear my whiteout contacts, because it always freaks people out. I love it though. I just love it. That's kind of a nice detail. I'm just going over now where I think things are a bit too smooth and just kind of like doing some cut lines sort of inside. So it's not just like, oh, all this detail down here and nothing going on in other places. What? The reason the tinfoil is also good to use is like I can see here. There's some places I can see through to the tinfoil. I'm going to need to fix that because I accidentally cut in a bit too much or something. Which is fine. I think we're kind of getting near the end. So what I'm going to do is just going to get some water and kind of push some foam clay into that detailed area. And use my last little bit of foam clay, I guess. And there we go. I think that's really awesomely creepy. I think we got a nice creepy base going. And she's only gonna get creepier once we prime and get to paint her. So I will probably I don't know. I haven't figured out if I'm going to live film the priming and painting process. I might need to just do that as a full video, and then you guys will get to see the crafting too with my better camera. But wow, I really think I like how this project turned out. Let's see if you guys get really close on the details for you guys. I think it looks really good. I'm happy with it anyway. So I hope that this video has been kind of informational with foam clay, and maybe if you've always been a little bit worried about using foam clay before, just do it. Dive in. It's really fun medium. I cannot praise it enough. It's been a game changer for me with cosplay. Yeah, I think it's a great medium, and it's really not too expensive. I think it is a bit hard to get from most stores, to be quite honest. Like, I guess Joann's used to carry it. They don't seem to anymore. I thought Michael's carried it. They don't seem to anymore. I can honestly only get it from Hobby Lobby, but I think budleycrafts.com if you don't want to buy from like a local store. Budley Crafts, I think, carries it, or they used to. I don't know. It seems to be really hard to get a hold of. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell if you like this content. And yeah, you will see her in the future when she's ready for painting and priming. I will just say one more thing, like, if you're a little worried it's not gonna come, I am a little concerned it might not come off the tinfoil, but I think it will. Guess we'll just find out later. But yeah, alright guys, I will see you next week for more regular content from this channel. But yes, in the future I will have this fully finished and up on my channel, because while I do love historical sewing, I started as a cosplayer and that's still in my blood. So alright, till next time.